Hello, lovely people. So today we are beginning a new series that I am calling Ballet Deconstructed. Now, I have kind of analyzed myself before, but I do want to start analyzing some of the greats because not only can this be helpful for dancers to watch and see some things maybe you haven't noticed or to point out some things maybe you can try in your own dancing, but it's also good for non-dancers to have you guys start seeing the details a little bit more and start appreciating some things that you might not know. So we are going to first deconstruct my favorite dancer on the planet, Marianela Núñez, with her black swan, because she is stunning. And one of the things you're going to see with Nella is not only does she have the big stuff, the turns, the lines, the technique, the artistry, but she is the queen of detail. The in-between steps, how she gets into things, how she gets out of things, how she saves things without it being a big to-do. So we're going to watch her Black Swan variation and the coda. And I want to take you through it. Let me know what you think. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to watch Nella. I'm going to put my screen up. Okay. So right away, I mean, this is not the greatest quality recording, but that's okay. Right away, you can see just the eye intensity, the little details. The thing I like about Nella's Black Swan is it's not like, you know, Black Swan should not be so evil that it turns the prince away. She has this subtle way of doing it that you'll see as we go. So, all right, I'm gonna rewind because I just turned the volume up. So, here we go. Okay, so this first turn is one of the hardest turns in ballet, and Nella does it beautifully. She is so on her hip. I want you to see this. Okay, this is not the greatest angle right now, but do you see the one long line from her hands to her head to her hip to her toe? This is the success of a pirouette, whether it's in attitude, whether it's in passe, whether it's in anything. Do you see that absolutely long line? Let's go back. I want to slow-mo this for you. Watch how straight up and down she is. So we go around. She's going to do the pirouette. She is so straight in her hip. Look at her hip. Look at her torso. Look at her arms. This is a successful turn. And then right at the end, she does come down a little bit early, but I like it because then she can save the attitude. So many people do this pirouette and overshoot it, but she comes down a half a turn early so she can control the end. If you wait, then you've overshot it. So watch it one more time. She does it, she comes down a little bit early on purpose because she does it on both. She comes down early so she can save it. Watch in slow motion one more time. This is fascinating to me. So she goes around, she does 1.5, and she comes down, so then, but her upper body doesn't change. Do you see her upper body is still lifted? Still lifted, lifted, lifted. So it gives the illusion that she's still on point, but she comes down early so she can save it and not overturn it. I love that. On her leg. Same thing here. Look at her développé. Do you see? Yes, we are tilted. Yes, we are at écarté, but she's not so off in her hips that it's pulling her off her leg. She is right up and down this straight line right here. Love that. So then, like all classical ballet, it repeats. Early. Do you see the early? How she can save it? And what makes this turn is her upper body. See, once again, we're going to slow-mo it. She comes down a hair before the turn ends, so it doesn't overshoot, and she can control that last attitude. And what makes this turn is her upper body. Watch her upper body not drop at all. We're going to watch it in slow-mo. Watch the upper half, upper half, upper half. It's still lifted. We're still lifted. We're still lifted. We're coming down, but we're still lifted, and we're still lifted. Do you see that? She doesn't drop. Pirouette, stay tall. That's how you give the illusion that the turn is still going, even though she comes down that half a second early. Watch in real time, both of them. See? On her hip. We're using our apom on our head, but we're still in a straight line. Second one. Upper body stays lifted. Unbelievable. Okay, this little thing right here. This is one of the things I love about her. Instead of just going passe tendu, she gives a little bit of a before she goes to the tendu. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. Right here. Right there. See, she's so on her leg, she is able to control the descent. This is what I mean about Nella being the detail queen. She goes, I'm on my leg, so I'm going to speak with my foot right here. See how she's still on her leg? And there's a little bit of a character moment. I'm on my leg. Yes, love it. And then she can play. See here too. Straight up and down. She's not leaning. She's not leaning. She's right on her leg. This little thing is bothering me. Go away. Go away. You're in our way. Little character moment. Okay, another detail. Watch, she's going to go to tendu, right? We're going to step to tendu and do this pose. Watch this foot right before she goes to tendu. Present. It's a little pas de cheval. This is the point of pas de cheval. Present. Watch it in slow motion. She didn't just slap it to tendu, right? So she walks, she walks, she walks, she walks. I wish this was in better quality, but is what it is. Present the body. It's the left foot right here. Present full straight tendu pas de cheval into the next step. That's what makes your dancing expensive, as we like to say. Not just tendu. I do my turn, tendu. How you get into tendu, right? Okay. So you'll notice these two attitudes. She does not drop her upper body at all. Very common, I see people do attitude drop. It's in Giselle, it's in Gamzati, it's in a couple of the Paquita variations. We do attitude, right? She gets taller as she does her attitude. Watch. Watch. Watch her upper body. See how it never drops? She uses her head. She doesn't drop her upper body. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So, she goes chasse. Watch the upper body. First of all, back leg is turned out, which is great. See the back leg turned out? Impressive. Then, watch the upper half. It stays lifted. There's our straight line. Right? Lifted, 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 lifted. She's coming down, but her upper body is still lifted. She's using her head. Look, but she hasn't dropped through here. You can use the head without collapsing. So if you have a variation with attitudes in it, this is going to help you out a lot. And then she keeps her upper body lifted. Again, we're lifted into the arabesque releve. Back shoulder. I mean, that's stunning. Hello. Okay. Then she does the step up. Okay, I want to show you this ending too. She's so on her leg. A lot of people, when they do a step over turn, they swing it wide and they get back in their hip. Look at her hips. Do you see again how we are in a completely straight line? She's up in the hip, she's up in the hip, she's up in the hip, and she's coming down to tendu, but she's not breaking. She's still in her hips until there. Now she breaks. A lot of people do step up, right? She lifts, finishes it, then comes down. Oh, another presentation of the foot. There's so much detail in here. This is again why I love Nella. So much detail. Watch the foot after the turn. She does the step up, foot. Here we go again. Upper body stays lifted. And then there's always this placed lift carriage. She's never breaking in her hips. And this means she has an incredibly strong core. Because if this is solid, she can stay up and down on her legs. Okay, little breathing character moment. Making contact with rough part. Okay, here too. Straight up and down, right? And again, it's subtle. There are all these subtle moments. She didn't go whack arabesque, right? Watch the arabesque again. She doesn't whack anything. Nella never whacks anything. Placed. Up, straight up and down. Straight on her hip. Oh, see, look, we pause mid-turn. Look, straight up and down, right? Look how straight she is. And I actually want you to see where she steps for this step up. She does not swing this left leg wide. She puts it right up underneath herself, right where the right leg is. It's almost like she replaces it. So let's watch that in slow motion. I want you to see this turn. She does her développé. Watch the left leg. Right up underneath herself. Do you see how she stepped out ever so much? A lot of people do their step-ups. See how close her legs are? Some people step way over here, and you're overshooting. She steps right up underneath herself so she can stay on her leg. See? And then even there, she doesn't drop her upper body. Right? She's up on her leg. She's up on her leg. She's up on her leg. Watch her chest. We don't drop. We stay lifted as we come down. We use our head. We don't collapse here. Whole section repeats. Classical ballet. On her leg. Placed. Up underneath herself. And even on that fifth, she didn't go fifth susu. She went fifth susu. Watch her chest. So many people bail right at the end of their pirouettes. Here, down. Don't give away your ending. Watch. We're on our leg, développé. And we're going to do up on our leg, up on our leg. Watch her upper body. It stays lifted. It lifts, it lifts, it lifts, it lifts, it lifts, it lifts. She comes down. See, she's coming down here, but she's not dropping here. She's not doing that. She's staying lifted, 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 lifted. Look, she hasn't dropped yet. Lifted, 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 lifted to susu. Watch that again. It's fascinating. There's a lift the whole time. See it? And then you can control it. The minute this drops, your legs shoot out from underneath you. Now this step is interesting because she does the renversés. A lot of people do them to attitude. She's going to stay in Alice Cone. Watch. See how she's still in Alice Cone. This leg hasn't bent. But look, here's our line. She's not back in her pelvis. Straight up and down. You could pause Nella at any point and she'd be a solid line. And they're here too. Look, heel forward, foot is placed, foot is placed, foot is placed. See, perfectly turned out. It's kind of crazy. Look at that, look at that. Every detail, you could pause her at any point. It's really unfair. Okay, stays second, and she never drops in her upper body. She never drops. See, lifted. There's never a and down. Oop, love this too. Watch. Watch her left foot, this left foot, as she goes to the tendu. Right there. Little bit of a detail. You're tired at this point. You can't feel your legs by this point. So watch, she does up to her susu. Now watch that back leg. It's going to pas de cheval again. Little teeny bend. Yep, present. She fully presents it before she steps on it. And pose. Okay? Once again, straight up and down, never drops the upper body. 4 soutenus. 2 piqué turns or piqué turn step up. Good, straight up and down. Look, we could pause her. We can slow-mo her. And she's never in a broken line. Not once. And she's not swimming with her arms. Her arms are going with her. They're not staying behind her. Straight up and down. Didn't overshoot. Another perfect example. Come down a hair early so you don't overshoot it and lose the ending. Watch this last step up. I don't know whether if this one's a choice or not. I would imagine because it's Nella, it's a choice. But she steps up again, replacing her legs. See how tight her legs are? Tight, tight, tight. It's not a wide fourth. It's almost a fifth passe, susu passe. Passe. Now she does one turn. This is the second turn. And watch her bottom foot. She's going to come down slightly early, but her upper body's going to stay lifted so she can control the end. Right? If you do step up and whoa, she goes into it with not a lot of force, does not complete 2 full turns on point. She does like 1 3/4 or 1 1/2. Rolls down with control to finish. So she's in total control the whole time. Watch one more time. She doesn't overshoot. She goes straight up. I mean, right? Watch it in slow-mo. I'm just fascinated by the way she gets out of turns because she doesn't drop. She stays up. She's tight, tight underneath her. 1, 1 1/2, come down, finish. Now, sometimes if you're on your leg and you stop at the top, great, but at the end of a solo, that's risky. This is definitely the controlled, good choice. I love this choice on her. Now, there's one more thing I want you to see. For you non-dancers out there, the bow, especially with a grand pas like Black Swan or Don Q or something, it's never about milking it and thank you very much. She's breathing. She has to come back and do 32 fouettes. So the slower you bow, the more time you have to breathe. Watch. Watch. She's going to take her time. She's going to take her time. She's breathing. You can already tell she's breathing. She's breathing forward. Thank you very much. Take everybody in. Breathing, 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 breathing. That's not an ego thing. It's a breath thing. It's very in character, but if you go, thanks very much, and bye, then you've cost yourself about 30 seconds of breath time before your 32 fouettes. Just saying. So let's go back and watch this whole thing with all that in mind. A little moment. She's on her leg. She doesn't drop her torso. Stays lifted. Able to control it. Present each foot. Every detail is important. That 5th. Keeping the upper body lifted, show the attitude, love it. Yes, girl on your leg. Love it. And watch this 5th, perfect 5th. Each foot's important. She presents the foot to tendu. Now she doesn't drop her upper body. Now she steps right underneath herself. Whole thing again. Upper body lifted. Yes. So straight. Ridiculous. On her leg, not whacked. Step underneath herself. Yes, keeps getting taller. Love it. Present the foot. Oh, even another moment. So good. Now it stays straight. Interesting. Present each foot turned out. Arms are always moving with her. She doesn't leave them behind. Present the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up underneath yourself. 2 more. Oh, that time she did 4 Sushinus. Interesting. Good timing. Now watch. She's going to step right underneath herself. Straight up and down. I mean. And then we're going to breathe. Okay, so now I want to take you to the coda. We're going to watch Vadim too, because he's just amazing. Okay, so again, bow, take your time. If you don't, good luck in the coda. Okay, so what did I say? Vadim, he's so beautiful. See him too, okay. He does his grand jeté things and doesn't do grand jeté, drop. Grand jeté, drop. He stays lifted here, which is how you give the illusion of jumping even higher than you actually do, because this shows gravity, right? If you stay tall, you look like you jump 10 times higher. Watch Vadim. I didn't start the video well, but that's okay. Watch his upper body. See how he stays tall on the landing? See how he comes down and he's not dropping here? Towards jeté also. He stays towards the audience the whole time. These as well. Watch his upper body. Right? Let's slow-mo that. Okay. This is, I wish this was brighter. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Watch his torso. He goes into it. He does tombe. Oh, this thing is annoying. Go out of the way. He does tombe pas de bourrée. Tombe pas de bourrée. His torso is lifted. His torso is lifted. His torso is still lifted. Now, in the plie, look. Look what's not dropped. He's down in his legs, but this is still lifted, right? He has not dropped. So then he goes straight up, straight as a board, 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 straight as a board. And then as he lands, look, he's still lifted. He is not arabesque, right? And then he hits the arabesque, and he is lifted in his upper body the whole time. Watch again. Do you see it? So good. Tour as well. Tour, right? Tour. Straight up and down. These two are like... All right, this is what I love about Nella's fortes. Clean. Let's slow this down. Apologize, Nella, that we're watching you so much in slow motion, but you're amazing, so we're going to. Now, look how her bottom leg goes behind her, but this does not. Once again, we are in the Nella straight line. This is the middle of a turn. This is straight. This is straight. The only thing that is moving is this leg. She goes around. Look, straight up and down. Look, straight, right? Now, plie. Look at her torso. She's not dropping in her torso. She is staying lifted. It's not like this. Right? Front, she hits her front, she hits her side, she hits her in. Perfect example of front, side, in. Oh, there's double. That's nice. Front, side, in. Deep plie. Watch her shoulders, too. When she comes around to the front, this shoulder is at this back corner or over here. It's never towards the staircase. That left side has to keep coming around. Watch her left side. Left side's in the front. Do you see how it's coming around? It's not hanging back. Most of the best turners, that left shoulder goes towards back diagonally, so you don't overshoot it, but it's never this way, right? Watch her left shoulder in real time. See how it's coming around? It's coming around, it's coming around, it's coming around. Each one looks the same. Her upper body is never look, her upper body is never lagging. It's always coming with her. Right? Okay. Keep going. This is why you need to take a long bow. But look, on forte 30 and 31, she's still straight up and down. There's no like, oh no, mayday, right? There's no mayday. It's all there. Okay, if you listened to my podcast with Sean Rolfson, we talked about this very thing in an episode from last week, last week's episode. We both hate when there's a pause, like this grand pause after her fouettes before his turns. Look, the Royal Ballet doesn't do that. Vadim starts right away. Look, he's going. There's no pause. Sometimes she'll finish, she'll walk away, he'll walk on in silence, and you're like, all right, come on now, right? No, keep it moving, people. Look, if Vadim and Nella could do that, so can everybody else. Look, she finishes, he walks on behind her, he starts right away. And it keeps the momentum going, but look at his torso too. Look, open, straight. As he's coming around, he's a lefty, by the way. See how he's turning the opposite direction she is for you non-dancers? Nella's a righty, turning towards her right shoulder. Vadim is a lefty. He's turning the other way. Do you remember how I was talking about Nella's left shoulder? We're going to watch his right shoulder. See how he's turning the other way, and this side is coming around. See? Shoulders are even. One is not lagging behind the other. They're coming around. They're coming around. Good choice. Good choice. Clean. See, these two are the king and queen of clean. Pulls in for 2 or 3 and stops instead of, oh no, mayday. Watch her feet on this. It's just, everything's turned out. Watch the foot coming through. See how it's turned out? This is not a good picture, but she's not, her toes aren't pointing this way. They're still turned out. Look, she's still turned out. Details. Details, people, details. Turned out, turned out, turned out. See, even right there, she's still turned out. The queen of feet. Oh, there too, she was so on her leg. After 32 fouettes, mind you. Look, textbook. Textbook. She's so on her legs, so she plays a little bit. She can stay on this foot. This foot doesn't bail. She stays on it to close. See, subtle. This is a subtle moment. It's not, right? That he'd be like, no way, man, bye. Now, luckily, these hops are on the other leg. She fouetted on this leg. Now she hops on this leg. So that's a mercy. Okay, you see too how her leg doesn't bounce? This is what I also want you guys to see. That by this point when you are tired, so many people's leg goes like this. Her leg stays with her body and does not move. It is reaching. The energy is shooting out of her toes. That's how you avoid the bounce. The energy is shooting this way, so her leg, look how it moves with her and it doesn't bounce. And then she lifts it even higher on the releve. See how it's staying? Last turn, you're happy by this point. She doesn't even need him. This is interesting to me. She goes to B+ until the last second. And then tendu. Now also I like that this is a full straight line in her armpits, not in her ear. Just a little thing. I appreciate that. So yeah, so that is the coda and the variation of Black Swan for Marianela Núñez of the Royal Ballet. I highly encourage you to go back and watch this. If you literally just Google Marianela Núñez Black Swan, these 2 videos come up. I'll link them below actually. And go appreciate. I hope this kind of gave you some insights. And if you like this little series, this little video, leave me some comments. And actually what would really help me are video links of people or solos or performances you would like me to deconstruct, because I think this could be really fun, informative, and not something you get to do when you go see a ballet or you're watching a video. So let me know in the comments. If you missed the Star Wars bar, it's right there, or the class I should say, it's right there. You can click it to watch. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.